Hey guys, so I'm here to do Top 5 Wednesday, which it's Thursday when I'm filming this, but I was really busy yesterday. Today is inventory at my work, and we've been getting ready for it for like a month now, and just every day has been insanely busy, and there's just so much to do and everything, and honestly I have a headache from work today, but I'm gonna power through because I really want to do this video. I don't do every Top 5 Wednesday. I do the ones that I think are really great, and I normally don't see them until Sam from Thoughts on Tomes puts them up. But I saw Top 5 Mel romances, and I was like, I am here for it. So I'm going to be sharing my top 5 male romances, and I'm going to tell you about 4 that are canon, and I might have some honorable mentions, but also there's one that is not canon, but it is my ultimate ship. It is my OTP. It is my ship of all the ships. It trumps everything else. It's the one true pairing. It is everything. I love it. It's my favorite, and it's going to be the last one I talk about, so you're going to have to stick around to find out what it is. But if you watch my fan fiction videos, you probably know what I'm going to tell you. Anyway, so let's just get into the video. Alright, so the first one I'm going to be talking about, kind of obvious, and that is Simon and Baz from Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. We meet them in Fangirl when Kath is writing her fan fiction about them, and this is a book all about them, and it's basically like Kath's fan fiction, and it's so good, it's so cute, their romance is great. It's basically dreary, but I love it. This is such a fun book. I've reread it like twice, and I don't reread that much, so when I reread something, it's damn good. It's damn good. But yeah, I love these two boys. They're amazing. It's so cute. It's so great. The next one, also kind of obvious, and that is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. And in this, Monty and Percy, I was so obsessed with them, and I vlogged when I read this because I read it in like Booktubeathon, and I remember I read chapter 4, and I was so angry. Like, I was so mad. I rewatched that video recently, and it's hilarious to see my reaction to how pissed off I was because of the ending of chapter 4. Like, if you read this book, you probably know what I'm talking about. You might have to go thumb through your book and be like, what? And then you're gonna be like, oh yeah. But I absolutely adored this book. I love these two characters. I'm really excited for Felicity's story, but I'm hoping that they're gonna make some cameos in it because I need more of my boys. They're so beautiful, you guys. Like, and Percy is like literally the most precious cinnamon roll in the entire world. I love him. I love him. He's so great. And I hope, and Monty, I relate to him so much because he's as dramatic as I am, and it's a lot of fun because nobody usually is as dramatic as I am. I get really ridiculous sometimes, so I love it. And yeah, if you haven't read this already, you should really read it because it's really good. Okay, the next one is Malik, and I'm holding up the Bane Chronicles just because it's got Magnus's beautiful face on it. But I love Magnus and Alec. They were actually one of the very first male romances I ever read because I read the Mortal Instruments back when I was like, I think I started them when I was 12, maybe 12 or 13, around then. Before that, the only male romances I had ever seen were from TV shows. Like, I had watched Degrassi, and I was obsessed with Marco Del Rossi. I obsessed. He was like one of my favorite characters. I thought he was so great, and I just loved how much he embraced himself. Okay, we're not talking about Marco, okay? Sorry about the segue, but yeah, so Malik was like one of the very first male romances I ever had the pleasure of actually reading. And they are just so cute and so great. And Okay, so there was this thing on book Twitter or whatever, or it wasn't book Twitter necessarily, but it was like this voting thing, and it was like, which couple is the best or whatever, and Delena was on there, and so was Malik, but it was like TV shows, and I was like, if we're talking about TV shows, Delena, if we're talking about the books, then Malik, and they're like, Malik was only in the books for like 5 minutes, and it's like, did you not read this? Did you not? And like anyway, it kind of made me mad. But again, I'm segueing and I'm not trying to. All right, the next one is this book just came out and I already read it and it's fantastic. But Nick and Asher from the Fallen Kingdom series, I love them. Nick is like my favorite character in this series, and I adore him. I've adored him since the first moment we met him and we learned that he had red hair, and I was like, it's my sibling. Not really, but like, see, this is what I was talking about. Monty's as dramatic as me. But no, but I loved him, and I love the fact that he's just, how do I explain Nick to you guys? You probably know Nick. You've probably read it. But he's such a sweet character, but at the same time, like, he's flawed. And he really tries, though. Like, he really tries to do what he believes is the right thing. And he's just got such great moral compass. And but he won't take anybody's shit. Like, he'll straight up be like, Magnus, shut the fuck up. And I'm just like, yes! Because, I mean, you gotta be really brave to tell Magnus something like that. Like, my baby, I love him. I love Nick so much. And I love Asher. Asher's great. I love him. He's perfect for Nick. And their romance was, like, the best thing in the entire world. Like, it was so good. Like I'm a huge Magnus and Cleo shipper, I'll tell you. Like, yeah, but and I mean, I love them, but once Nick's point of view chapters come up, I'm just like, oh, yes! And I remember in the last book, he didn't have perspective chapters, and I was livid. Let me tell you how mad I was. The first thing I did when I picked this book up, I started flipping through, and I was like, swear to God, if Nick does not have point of view chapters, it's canceled. And he did. Chapter 8 is the first one, and I was just like, God bless America. So yeah, I don't know why I'm being so extra dramatic today. I'm usually not this. I think I'm just hyped because I have the rest of the day off. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. And I'm hyped because my babes. I'm talking about my babes. But yeah, I love Nick. I love him so much. He's just, I love him. And this was such a great book and such a great conclusion. And if you guys haven't picked this series up yet, I highly, highly suggest you do. You're going to have a great male romance to read, as well as a bunch of death and destruction and politics and kingdoms and all the good shit. So, like, yeah, get on it. It's good. It's great. Okay, I'm done. All right, now the next one. This one is very not well known. This is a book that I actually had to order, and this was back a long time ago, but I've reread this book so many times, I've literally lost count. And I've never seen not one other person on BookTube talk about it. Not one. And that is DreamBoy by Jim Grimsley. Oh, tongue twister. But this book is only like 195 pages. It's really short. But it is so good. It's about these two boys that are living in like rural America, like back in like 1980s or something. It's back a while ago. But they're living back then, and Roy, he's like a little bit older than Nathan. And they're basically next door neighbors. Nathan and his family just moved in, and Roy actually drives the school bus, which I always thought was weird. Like, the kid is driving the other kids to school in the school bus, like, but it's a thing. It's cute. It's a good plot point. Anyway, So anyway, they meet from the bus and stuff, and they meet at school and stuff, and he starts hanging out with Roy and his friends and everything, and stuff starts progressing between the two of them, and there's actually a movie that goes along with it. So if you read the book, I highly suggest you watch the movie, but just beware that the movie has a not as great ending as the book does. That's all I'll tell you. But like, if you watch the movie first, please read the book, because the movie's gonna break your heart. The book will break your heart too, but the book will mend it back together. Whereas the movie it's not. It's just gonna leave it shattered on the ground. So definitely do that. See, I actually was one of those people. I watched the movie before I read the book, but that was because I didn't know that there was a book that existed, because it tells you in the credits of the movie, and I was like, oh, there's a book, and then I went out and I bought it, and when I finished it, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, thank God, my babies. So yeah, but I can't tell you how much I love this book, and just how amazing it is and important, because there's a lot more in this than just their romance. Like I said, it's back a little whiles ago, back when things weren't so great as they are today. I know things are still shit today, but like, whew, real bad. Basically, there are some trigger warnings in this. There's trigger warnings for depression, suicide, abuse, sexual abuse. I want to say that's all, but I could be wrong. There could be some other stuff that I'm just not remembering. It's been a little while since I've reread this. But if you think you can get past those things, like if those don't trigger you, I would highly recommend reading this. It's just so worth it. It's just so good, and it's really short. You can get through it so fast, and it's so heartbreaking and so just, like, I'm just getting these chills just thinking about it, because I just can't. Like, I've almost memorized this book, because, like, I can't even. It's just so good. Yeah, back when I was going to high school, and stuff was so shit, and I felt like no one understood me and everything, like, I always was reading and stuff, and when I found a book like this, like, I reread this so many times, just because it was such a revolutionary thing for there to be a book that, you know, talked about, like, people that I felt akin to and stuff like that, and it was awesome. So yeah, I highly recommend that you pick this up. I don't even know where you could pick it up, because like I said, I had to like order this thing, and that was like back years ago, so I don't even know where you could get this. Probably Amazon seems to got everything, but DreamBoy, Jim Grimsley. I'm so sorry that it's a white cover and you're probably not seeing stuff very good, but it's so good, you guys. It's so good. Alright. My last favorite Mel romance, and this one is the one that is not canon, but it is my OTP. Are you ready? James and Sirius from Harry Potter. Okay, you guys. You're probably like, Jessica, you already did 5, and I'm just realizing that I miscounted. But it's okay. So technically, I did do 5 Mel romances that are canon. This is just like, this is my OTP, so I'm going to talk about it anyway, and it's not canon, so, but it's still good. I like to think that it's fucking canon. You cannot tell me that James Potter and Sirius Black never fucking kissed. It happened. I don't give a damn what somebody says. It fucking happened at some point. It might have been drunk. It might have been a dare. It might have been, I don't even, nope, it happened. They at least kissed one time. Now that I've calmed down. Yeah, no, I really, really, really love Sirius and James. And I don't even remember how I stumbled upon their fan fiction, but I did one day. And I remember I read this one fan fiction, and it was the saddest one, and I've been trying to find it desperately because it's so good, and I can't find it. So if you guys find it, you better tell me where. But basically, James and Sirius, they're at James's wedding, and they've had this relationship for years together. And basically, Sirius is like underneath the table because he's upset and crying, and he doesn't want anybody to ask why he's crying at his best friend's wedding. And James finds him, and they're under the table together. And it's the cutest shit. And they're under the table together, and James is, asking, what's wrong and everything. And like, it's so heartbreaking because then they both like start crying and they're just talking about all the stuff, and then they have like this goodbye kiss thing, and it's just, I just want to die thinking about it. It's so sad, and I'm smiling because I just like, I love this ship so much. Like, it's so heartbreaking. It's so hard to find happy fan fictions about them because, I mean, if there was a happy ending for them, Harry Potter wouldn't fucking exist, and that's not good. But I can't with that ship. I love them so much. They are my everything. And I don't even, I don't know if I can even put into words why I love them so much. They're just so great. And I feel like I just keep repeating myself, and I feel like shit because I keep repeating myself, but it's just, James Potter and Sirius Black were definitely meant to be together. I don't care. You can fucking come and fight me, but they were meant to be together, okay? They were. And I really wish that, like, somebody would write a fan fiction that was, like, all 7 years of them at Hogwarts. I just want a Marauders book series. That's really what this boils down to. But I would really like a fan fiction where James and Sirius are together and they like start finding out their feelings for each other during Hogwarts, like while they're at Hogwarts, and just like I just want it. I just love these characters so much, and I just really feel like James Potter and Sirius Black were meant to be together. My friend Ava, she actually wrote me, like, hand wrote me. I have it somewhere on the bookshelf. A fucking fan fiction about James and Sirius. Because it is my ultimate ship. I love it so much. And she's so great. And I just can't even, you guys. I can't. But yeah, so those were technically my top 6 MM romances. But my top 5 canon ones I talked about. My non-canon one, you guys know how I feel about it. If you want some James and Sirius fan fiction recs, please go check out my Harry Potter / fan fiction video where I talk about a couple of other Harry Potter ships, but there's like a really big segment on Sirius and James at the end. And in the description of that video, I have links to a bunch of fan fiction, so you can go and do that to your heart's content, and it'll be a really great time. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am so excited for next week, because next week is going to be female romances, and I'm living for it. But the problem is that there's not as many female romances as there are male romances. And I'm wondering, do I even have a top 5? At least for books. I definitely have I have more than a top 5 if we're counting TV shows and all the other jazz. But for books, might definitely be some non-canon ones in there. But anyway, I guess we'll see what happens next week. But now, at least that I know that that's what's happening next week, I will hopefully have that video up actually on Wednesday. So anyways, I'm going to go because this video is stupid long and it's only a top 5 Wednesday and it shouldn't be this long. So bye!